Another selection from Jesus, the Son of Man, by Kahlil. Kahlil Gibran, Jesus, the Son of Man, his words and his deeds, as told and recorded by those who knew him. Rafca, the bride of Cana. This happened before he was known to the people. I was in my mother's garden, tending the rose bushes, when he stopped at our gate. And he said, "I am thirsty. Will you give me water from your well?" And I ran and brought the silver cup and filled it with water, and I poured into it a few drops from the jasmine vial. And he drank deep and was pleased. Then he looked into my eyes and said, "My blessing shall be upon you." When he said that, I felt as it were a gust of wind rushing through my body, and I was no longer shy, and I said, "Sir, I am betrothed to a man of Cana in Galilee, and I shall be married on the 4th day of the coming week. Will you not come to my wedding and grace my marriage with your presence?" And he answered, "I will come, my child." Mind you, he said, "my child," yet he was but a youth, and I was nearly 20. Then he walked on down the road, and I stood at the gate of our garden till my mother called me into the house. On the 4th day of the following week I was taken to the house of my bridegroom and given in marriage. And Jesus came, and with him his mother and his brother James. And they sat around the wedding board with our guests while my maiden comrades sang the wedding songs of Solomon the king. And Jesus ate our food and drank our wine and smiled upon me and upon the others. And he heeded all the songs of the lover bringing his beloved into his tent, and of the young vineyard keeper who loved the daughter of the Lord of the vineyard and led her to his mother's house, and of the prince who met the beggar maiden and bore her to his realm and crowned her with the crown of his fathers. And it seemed as if he were listening to yet other songs also, which I could not hear. At sundown, the father of my bridegroom came to the mother of Jesus and whispered, saying, "We have no more wine for our guests, and the day is not yet over." And Jesus heard the whispering, and he said, "The cupbearer knows that there is still more wine." And so it was indeed. And as long as the guests remained, there was fine wine for all who would drink. Presently Jesus began to speak with us. He spoke of the wonders of earth and heaven, of sky flowers that bloom when night is upon the earth, and of earth flowers that bloom when the day hides the stars. And he told us stories and parables, and his voice enchanted us so that we gazed upon him as if seeing visions, and we forgot the cup and the plate. And as I listened to him, it seemed as if I were in a land distant and unknown. After a while, one of the guests said to the father of my bridegroom, "You have kept the best wine till the end of the feast. Other hosts do not so." And all believed that Jesus had wrought a miracle, that they should have more wine and better at the end of the wedding feast than at the beginning. I too thought Jesus had poured the wine, but I was not astonished, for in his voice I had already listened to miracles. And afterwards, indeed, his voice remained close to my heart, even until I had been delivered of my firstborn child. And now, even to this day, in our village, and in the villages nearby, the word of our guest is still remembered, and they say, "The spirit of Jesus of Nazareth is the best and the oldest wine."